Okay, I want to talk about a story in the book of Numbers about Korah and Moses when they were out in the desert. So Numbers 16. Korah, son of Izar, son of Kohath, son of Levi, along with the Reubenites Dathan and Abiram, son of Eliab, and On, son of Peleth, challenged the authority of Moses. Siding with them in their revolt were 250 Israelites, all chiefs of the community, conveners of assembly, and men of good standing. They confronted Moses and Aaron and said, "You take too much on yourselves. Each and every member of the community is holy, and the Lord is among them. Why do you set yourselves up above the assembly of the Lord?" So these people came to Moses and Aaron, who God anointed and put them in charge of the community because of how their heart was. And these people were they were getting jealous, and they wanted to do what Moses and Aaron were doing. When Moses heard this, he prostrated himself, and he said to Korah and all his company, "Tomorrow morning the Lord will declare who is holy, and who may present offerings to him. The man whom the Lord chooses may present them. This is what you must do. You, Korah, and all your company, you must take censers and put fire in them, and place incense on them before the Lord tomorrow. The man whom the Lord then chooses is the man who is holy. You take too much on yourselves, you Levites," Moses said to Korah, so he flipped it around on him. "Listen, you Levites. Is it not enough for you that the God of Israel has set you apart from the community of Israel, bringing you near him to maintain the service of the tabernacle of the Lord, and to stand before the community as his ministers? He has had you come near him, and all your brother Levites with you. Now do you seek the priesthood as well? That is why you and all your company have combined together against the Lord." So they were challenging Korah, and all these 250 people, these leaders, were challenging the Lord's authority, because the Lord is the one who put Moses and Aaron in charge for a reason. That is why you and your company have combined together against the Lord. What is Aaron that you should make these complaints against him? Moses sent to fetch Dathan and Abiram, the son of Eliab, but they answered. So Moses set to fetch these two people, but they answered, "We will not come. Is it not enough that you have brought us away from the land flowing with milk and honey to let us die in the wilderness? You must also set yourselves up as prince over us?" So they were getting jealous and envious, and they wanted to take Moses' spot, when really God didn't have them doing that because their heart wasn't in the right condition. God had Moses and Aaron in charge of that for a reason. "What is more, you have not brought us into the land flowing with milk and honey, nor have you given us fields and vineyards to inherit. Do you think you can hoodwink men like us? We are not coming." Moses became very angry and said to the Lord, "Take no notice of their murmuring. I have not taken from them so much as a single donkey. I have not wronged any of them." Moses said to Korah, "Present yourselves before the Lord tomorrow, you and all your company, you and they and Aaron. Each man of you is to take his censer and to put incense on it. Then you shall present them before the Lord with their 250 censers. And you and Aaron shall also bring your censers." Each man took his censer, put fire in it, and placed incense on it. Moses and Aaron took their stand at the entrance of the tent meeting, and Korah gathered his whole company together and faced them at the entrance to the tent meeting. Then the glory of the Lord appeared to the whole community, and the Lord said to Moses and Aaron, "Stand apart from them, so that I may make an end of them at a single moment." So the Lord saw what was going on with Korah and how they were revolting, and they were challenging what the administration that God had set in order for everything to come about. And so God was like, I'm gonna kill all of them right now. But Moses and Aaron prostrated themselves and said, "God, you God of the spirits of all mankind, if one man sins, will you be angry with the whole community?" So he was saying, because Korah got all these guys to turn against us, it's really Korah's fault. Are you going to destroy all of them? Even after they rebelled after Moses and Aaron, their heart, they were like, don't kill all of them. He was saying this to the Lord, and the Lord matched that. He matched that compassion. But the Lord said to Moses, "Tell them all to stand back from the dwellings of Korah and Dathan and Abiram." Moses rose and went to Dathan and Abiram, and the elders of Israel followed him. He said to the whole community, "Stand away from the tents of these wicked men. Touch nothing of theirs, or you will be swept away because of all their sins." So they moved away from the dwellings of Korah, Dathan, and Abiram. Dathan and Abiram had come out and were standing at the entrance of their tents with their wives, their children, and their dependents. Moses said, "By this you shall know that it is the Lord who sent me to do all I have done, and it was not my own heart that prompted me. If these men die a natural death, merely sharing the common fate of man, then the Lord has not sent me. But if the Lord works a miracle, and the ground opens its mouth and swallows them at all, and all that is theirs, and they go down alive to Sheol, then you will know that these men have set the Lord at naught." Hardly had Moses spoken when the ground beneath them split apart, and the earth opened its mouth and swallowed them and their homes, all the followers of Korah, and all their property. They went down into Sheol alive with all that they had. The earth closed over them, and they vanished from the assembly. At their cries, all the Israelites around them fled. "Look out," they shouted, "the earth might swallow us." Fire came out from the Lord and consumed the 250 men presenting the incense. So, you guys, these people rebelled against Moses and Aaron, who are God's anointed people, and so this is the severity. You guys, God loves us all, but when we don't obey Him and challenge Him, and when we don't obey Him, and when we decide to challenge Him, after all the good things He's done, all of the blessings that He's done so much good for us, you guys, and He loves us so much and has proved His love. But when these men had seen the Lord and seen all the good things, and they were in service of the Lord, but they wanted more and more, and they wanted to be like Moses, and they were getting jealous and envious. And then Korah went around and started getting all these people in the Israelite camp against Moses, and God put judgment upon them. You can't have people like that in the land of milk and honey. So there is a severity, you guys. It's very ignorant, it's very foolish of us to think that God will not exact just judgments upon us when people are so ungrateful, so rebellious, so hateful, so spiteful. In the midst, He gives us so many opportunities, but there comes a point, you guys, where people are just going to, when they've made a decision out of their own free will to be rebellious and that they don't want to serve God and they think that they know better, that's like the same thing as what Satan did, how he felt. But you guys, if you're a true follower of Jesus Christ and the Father, you will obey what it says in the Word. He doesn't ask that much from us, you guys. He really doesn't. And when we follow Him and His Word and we live in love, we will have so many abundant blessings in the millennial kingdom, so it's up to us whether we're going to decide whether we're going to obey what God commands us to and what He says, or if we're going to be rebellious. People who are rebellious are not going to be in the millennial reign. So anyway, I just wanted to share that with you guys. I love you guys. God bless.